Welcome back. You're watching NewsX. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Our big focus this hour, security forces have gunned down 31 Maoists in an encounter in Chhattisgarh's Bijapur district. The encounter began deep inside the forest in the Indravati National Park area. 2 jawans have been martyred. Meanwhile, 2 other jawans are undergoing treatment at a private hospital in Raipur. A huge cache of arms and ammunition has also been recovered during the encounter. Reiterating the March 2026 target date, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has labelled the Bijapur encounter as a testament to India's strides in becoming a Maoist-free country. He's also extended heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family members of the 2 jawans. Well, joining us now live is Durgesh Madhav Avasthi, former DGP Chhattisgarh. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for being with us. What do you make of this successful operations?
This is the major success of security forces in Chhattisgarh. The continuous operations have been going on since last so many years, but especially this year we have been very successful in eliminating many top leaders of Maoists, and this operation of today is also a major success where we have been able to get 31 dead bodies of Maoists. So I think this is one of the best operations ever had in Chhattisgarh area.
Yes. Durgesh Avasthi ji, just tell us a bit about this area in which this operation took place. It was in Bijapur, in fact, reportedly a heavily forested area, the particular spot of this operation. Just give us a sense of this particular district and area where this operation happened.
Actually, this Bijapur area is bordering Maharashtra, Gadchiroli district and Narayanpur district of Chhattisgarh. So this is a geographically challenged area of Chhattisgarh where we have a lot of dense forest and hilly areas. This has been a major stronghold of Naxals, one of those major strongholds of Naxals, and so it was very difficult for security forces to go there and operate. But with great efforts and with lot of intelligence, because you have to travel deep in forest, and that area normally they had captured since so many years, so they know the geographically better than us. But still our forces have gone down and gunned down so many Naxals in this geographically challenged area, which is very difficult to operate. I think this is a major success, and this gives a motivation to security forces, though we have lost our 2 jawans, but still we can say this is one of the major success of Naxal history in Chhattisgarh.
Okay. Also now, sir, I have to ask you about, the repeated pattern we've seen this year of these successful operations in which many Maoists are being neutralized in each successive operation. Do you believe then that we are working very actively towards the goal of a Naxal-free Bharat, as Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, has promised?
Yeah, actually the directives given by the Union Home Minister and the efforts of state government with the help of security forces are giving us fruitful results, and the deadline which he has given March 2026, I believe with this speed and with this strategy what we are operating security forces with the central government as well as the state police, I think we will be able to eliminate or get this area free of our Chhattisgarh, Bastar area especially. Will be able to free it by December 2025. March 2026, it will not take so long as we are going and moving ahead, because all the major areas we are operating and getting success.
Yes. Also, sir, as far as
and this is giving also a demotivate.
Yes, please complete.
You were saying something.
Please complete.
No, this is giving motivation to security forces as well. The lot of discouragement and disillusionment of Maoist cadre also, because they are suffering a huge loss since last almost 1 year. This 2024 and with the start of 25, They have been suffering major setbacks, and we are getting so many successes. This is eliminating them. We are heading towards the desired goal, Naxal-free India.
What is the strategy that seems to be working, which is leading to these repeated success for our forces and this discouragement for the Naxals, as you're saying? Obviously, we're not giving them attempt or any opportunity to regroup and re-strategize, because very often we see such, big encounters and, the Naxals try and strike back or take revenge. That is something that obviously has not happened, this year. Already we've seen many operations from January 2025 itself. In this operation, of course, our prayers are with the families of those, braves who were martyred, and speedy recovery, of course, to those braves who were injured. But what is the strategy that seems to be working on the part of our security forces?
Actually, the major success we are getting because of the better coordination of central police forces and the state forces. Our DRG, they are the local people, Bastar Tigers and DRG people. They know the terrain and area much better than anybody. And the forces which are coming from outside, like CRPF, Cobra and all paramilitary forces, with the intelligence inputs, the major success is we are getting because of the better coordination and major intelligence inputs. So we are not losing our manpower, and we are getting, just zeroing them in deep remote areas and getting success. I think the essence of these operations is intelligence as well as the coordination of security forces. They gherav them all sides, and there is no chance of all their strategies have been, like I believe I was myself Special DG Naxal Operation in 2016 to 18, and I was DGP after that. I realized that all these strategies which they followed in previous years have been taken into account, and with this we are following the great strategy just to eliminate them, not giving them any chance by all means.
Okay. My final question to you before we let you go, what now needs to be the priorities in the road ahead so this momentum is kept up? Obviously, there will be challenges, there will be obstacles, but what need to be our priorities in the weeks and months ahead?
See, the security forces are doing well. They are heading inside the jungles and they are operating. They are getting those areas free from Maoist, like Maoist hands, and Maoist are their area of operation is shrinking. So the development thing, roads, schools, hospitals and electricity, phone connectivity are the major challenges. Now they have to be, state government is as well the central government, with the help of central government, they are following this strategy and making them, the villagers all schools are being opened. So there is a major challenge in those areas like this Bijapur National Park, where today the operation occurred, Sukuma area and Narayanpur area, all those areas have been a stronghold of Naxal. Now we have to put them proper sanitation, electricity and all the kind of development schools, so that they can come after so many years, like 50, 60 years, they have been, just,
yes,
you can say they have not seen the light of development.
Okay.
So this is the major challenge, I think, the strategy of state government also.
Okay, Durgesh Madhav Awasthi, former DGP Chhattisgarh, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective on this big story. Let me also quickly rope in now Major General Dhruv Katoch, Director India Foundation, into the discussion. Major General Katoch, big win for our security forces, of course. What do you make of the high number of casualties in this particular operation in Bijapur?
Thank you, Uday. Uday, in any operation when we are dealing with the insurgents and terrorists, for the terrorists to suffer casualties of this magnitude, 31 people have been taken out of the picture now. It is huge. Generally in an operation you have 3 or 4 people, and it has become very easy for the insurgents to recover, to recoup. But in this case, losing 31 people means it has got an impact on multiple levels. One is it is very difficult to make up the numbers. Number 2, psychologically for the people who are operating, it gets very difficult to continue operations. And number 3, and I think this is the most important of all in my view, having operated in these areas in this environment for many, many years, I think it is the impact on the civil population. Now, what happens is that because you are getting tremendous success against the terrorist groups, against the Maoists here, the civil population is more apt to come up with information. And this is what we are seeing now. What has happened, as the DG Police has very correctly pointed out, you see, it is intelligence operations. Now, what do we mean by intelligence operations? It simply means that there is somebody in the village who is passing on this ground information to the security forces, and that is going up the chain to be channelized into an operational order. Now, all that is why is the villager coming forward now? I think it is primarily because they are achieving success, and the more success they achieve, we get a chain reaction. More people will start coming forward, and the Maoists start losing their ground hold, the psychological hold which they have over the minds of the people. Now, I have a feeling they're losing it very badly now. This is a positive sign. It speaks very well for what is going to happen in Chhattisgarh, in the southern portion of, especially the entire Bastar division, I will say, which has been reeling under Maoism for many decades now. And the last point I want to give is, I think what is really happening is, we are seeing political penetration going down to those areas. With the roads coming up, the political penetration is taking place. So the people have an alternate voice. They don't need to go to the Maoists for justice. You have your representative there at whatever level. And because of this political penetration, I think the idea of India is becoming stronger. And while I was a skeptic earlier, I think it is quite possible to rid this area of Maoism and this terrorist violence of the Maoists within a year or two. That possibility has become very strong now. This is not the first big operation. We've had quite a few big successes of this nature since the beginning of this year. And I think it is a very, very positive sign. Uday.
All right, let me also quickly rope in now RVS Mani, former Under Secretary MHA. RVS Mani, we're seeing, of course, the strategies work and reap dividends with successive now operations since the start of the new year itself. Are we well on track then to the goal the Union Home Minister has set out for next year of a Naxal-free India?
Thank you, Ujay. Thank you for calling me out. Fundamentally, it is on a larger issue. The security forces, all these exercises are as good as the politicians allow them to be. See, former DGP of Chhattisgarh had spoken about road, General Katoch had spoken about coordinated efforts, everything. But the basic thing is now, as it was held out, the development is reaching out to the remotest corner. This is an inaccessible corner. It has been hitherto an inaccessible corner. And these successes can be attributed to the political resolution of the resultness of this current dispensation and a well-coordinated state and central government action together. The central government has invested a lot on public investment in the area, especially reinforcing the security capabilities. Basic things like, in 2006, I remember basic things like a CRPF vehicle carrying the battalions used to be in a ramshackle, and it used to take quite a while to even get reserved. If there was an ambush, it would take. But now, state-of-the-art, well-spaced vehicles where the jawans who are in movement can immediately, without loss of time, react in terms of any unforeseen attack. So these are all small pointers, but these are all very, very valiant points. We had a Home Secretary writing to a former Chief Minister and Chief Secretary saying that please build roads, at least for my security men to pass through. The former CM himself incidentally got killed in an attack. The Home Minister had to write to him like, please build, because you are not building home because of that. You don't have a clinic where treatment will be denied to, I do not know about that. So the political, on the ground level, the political issues, a clinic where militants and Maoists will get treatment, the best of the treatment, the strategies used to happen there, whereas a CRPF Jawan, whenever he was injured, could not get treatment in the same particular private clinic, and that clinic holder went on to become an advisor to the planning commission. These are all facts. They are verifiable facts. So now, that's the reason, is the political will which is achieving it. If this is the type of resoluteness, I am not, I have no doubt that this can be carried out by 25th December, 25 December. We are getting rid of the Naxal in this area, because this is the area basically, if you see in Chhattisgarh, this is the area through which the Naxalism was established, the Gondia, the Bailey and all those areas. Then it used to come to Narayanpur and further areas. So the Bastar route was the first place through which the Naxals entered from the Telangana side and the Maharashtra side, Gadchiroli. And there used to be a lot of consolidation of the Naxals, because there was a lot of political, invisible political hands used to be helping them. That and all missing. See, as it was said, loss of 30 people is a major loss for the Naxals, indeed. But we had capabilities were never at short, but we were not having that level of political resoluteness which the present dispensation is doing, and combined, as they say, double engine Sarkar is doing. And this is the reason why the successes are coming. When there was a different dispensation in the government, we had unfortunately could not prevent the Sukma ambush. Now it's a coordinated, well coordinated, and development money is getting into development. The police modernization fund is well utilized. The SREs are well going to the appropriate items of expenditure it is meant for. So these are all. See, the results are there for all of us to see. We have got successes. No political diversion of funds. There was no politicking over Naxals. There was no conspiracy being held in Narayanpur or all those things to lead to Sukma ambush. Whatever it is, now we are getting the results, and this is the reinforcement. As General Katoch also said, the people's involvement, the people's confidence in sharing vital information with our intelligence agency, foot soldiers, etc., also increases with every success like this. And hence the intelligence grid also becomes by virtue of that stronger. So it is a virtuous process. It's a virtuous process in the sense that every success reinforces the foot soldier or the intelligence assets confidence in sharing the information. Else, if he would not, he will get into a sort of a trance. He will not share the information. So it's a virtuous process.
Right. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you, Arves Mani. We have to get in the others as well. Vicky Nanjappa is also with us, senior journalist tracking internal security. Vicky Nanjappa, what seems to be working for our security forces, which is leading to the kind of high number of casualties like we've seen in Bijapur. Also, we've seen the momentum not go down either. Do you believe that is likely to be the pattern in the next few weeks as well?
Yes, Uday, thank you for having me over. I mean, as you know, one of the panelists rightly pointed out, I don't think, at this rate at which it is going, I don't think we need to wait until 2026 until this problem is over. Having seen this battle, for nearly almost 20 years in my career, I've never seen such a sustained effort and such good coordination between the two forces. On that point, I know that, they are really determined to, wipe out this menace. And more importantly, the thing is, earlier, every time, we had a certain amount of success, there was another rung which is coming back and, which could take that movement forward. Now, what is happening is that basic ideology is basically dead. When you started this probe against this urban Naxals, where you had this fund freezing, which happened at that time. So once the fund stops going, there's nobody to, carry forth the ideology, all those things. So they have started recruiting just boys, who are there just, who are just trained in guerrilla warfare today. And there is no that ideological, mentoring which is happening. So because, they are falling short of numbers, so more the merrier they're getting people like this. But if you see this kind of a high casualty rate, I think, it is going to be a complete deterrent, for anyone to come and join the movement. And as I said, the reason our security forces had so much of success in Jammu Kashmir is because of seamless coordination between center as well as the, the security forces of the Union Territory. And the same thing is happening out here. And I'm sure that, this problem, at this rate, I think it won't even, go through 2025. I think we could very confidently say that we're going to see the end of this menace pretty soon now there. Thank you.
Yes, Sanjay Sahai, former IPS officer, also with us. Sanjay Sahai, obviously there is, a very good coordination happening between our security forces there in Chhattisgarh, which is leading to these successful and successive, operations in which in the latest 31 Maoists have been neutralized in one single day in Bijapur. Now, as far as, of course, the strategy is concerned, what do you believe is working, what is going right, and what should be the priorities now in the days ahead as we continue our efforts to achieve that goal set out by the Union Home Minister?
I think it's already been talked about. The first and foremost, what is working out is the political will. And the political will and making a political capital out of this particular achievement or this particular success. I think BJP leadership feels, and it rightly feels, that this will be a great political capital besides delivering what is being delivered on the ground. The political will gets translated into political leadership, which means primarily that the leadership of the center and the leadership of the state are in unison. And if the leadership of the state and leadership of the center, if they are in unison, I think large number of bottlenecks which happen in the normal governmental administration, where the state and the center have to work together, that is very clearly sorted out. We come to the third point, and that is the police leadership. Police leadership is always in the wilderness. And I had the fortune or the misfortune to be an election observer in 2013 in a place called Kanker. And Kanker was one of the districts wherein two of the assembly constituencies, there was no mustering in the two assembly constituencies. I think it's the first time I have seen in my career where there is no mustering in the assembly constituency, and the mustering is being done at the district headquarters, and the things were sent, the polling people, personnel, and all the material was being sent from the district headquarters itself. I stayed in a circuit house where I was told, I'm not sure, but I was told that even the chief minister did not stay in that circuit house even for one night in the last 5 years. We were there for 35 years and 35 days in that circuit house. Coming to the police leadership. Police leadership is generally not taken very seriously by the political leadership, and there is a interface. That interface we call as the bureaucracy. And that bureaucracy starts with the second division clerk of the Home Department till the chief secretary in the state, and similarly in MHA till the cabinet secretary of India. So that is primarily to say that the resources don't come in handy. This availability of resources by far is the most important thing besides political will and political leadership. I am going on a topic which is slightly different from the police, but this is the ecosystem which all of us need to know. So when the resources are not coming in, these are both financial resources, these are not physical resources, and to add in the current situation, these are also huge amount of technical resources, which is not at the command of the state police. The state police does not have the wherewithal for a nature of technical intelligence which say certain or other agencies of the government of India have, without getting into the detailing of it, because that capacity and that capability only they had, and those resources are put in here. My friend and batchmate has been heading this whole thing for last 2 years, and only a couple of days back he has retired as from Junaid. And to his achievement, so this whole thing has been established. What is very important is the perseverance. Never say, never die. That operates in the police, that operates in long drawn operations. So primarily in 2024, to put the record straight, there has been 28 successful anti-Naxalite operations, leading to killing of around 252 Naxalites. And in the current year, there has been three large, I'm only talking about the large operation, in three operations in which 81 Naxalites have been killed. On the other side, there has been 14 successful ambushes. In around 74 security forces have been killed and 47 have been injured. So give you to a fair idea as to where we stand. The collaboration and the coordination part we generally talk about with huge amount of fancy, but that fancy will be useful only if from the political leadership till the last group, the district or the SDF, they are able to synchronize in a manner so as they are able to deliver. How they will be able to deliver and make it as a seamless machine, unlike what we talk in management schools and in the TV studios, is that the whole thing falls in a line where at each level, his core responsibility he meets with without fear and without a wrong sense of accountability, and that the political leadership will not hold him accountable. We have seen ambushes of a nature in Chhattisgarh, of which we can be ashamed of. And it has happened some 10, 15 years back. We're not getting in the detailing of it. So coordination primarily means the coordination of operations and the capability of that particular group. It will be always a multi-agency group. no anti-Naxalite operation can be a single state operation given the nature of the dinosaur or the multi-headed hydra which Naxalism has been in this country. So that being the case, you have a central paramilitary force, one, two, many of them. You also have the MHA, the civilian operations, which is out there. You have the state task force, and at the back of it are large number of intelligence agencies operating to provide you the right nature of support. It generally happens that most of the intelligence agencies will give you generic intelligence, and when something wrong happens, they say we have already given you the intelligence. In the current scenario, I presume because of a unified command and control, both at the political level, at the bureaucratic level, and at the police level, that sort of a throwing away of accountability and responsibility is not happening. And only because that is not happening, I'm talking from a reverse engineering point of view, that we are getting the results thereof. And that is where we stand today. Development is something which is unheard of in this area. I think 4 or 5,000 square kilometers, it was not even surveyed till around a decade back. I'm not very sure of that, but that is what the story goes in that particular area. So development there means what the Naxalite wants, that is development. When the government agency is invited there, only then...
I have to leave it at that. My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this broadcast. We'll of course keep tracking this big story for the time being. Slipping into a short break.